everybody, it's Donna. I'm back. Yay, it's been so long. But now that no one's working, I guess I have time to make a video or two. So I thought, why not? Let's just try it. I do have a question for you though before I get started. Does anyone else feel like they're going to look like Cousin It from the Addams Family before this is all over? If I don't get a haircut soon, I'm gonna do it myself and it's gonna look even worse. So that would be a bad thing, I think. Let's just not go there. But this is why my hair looks as bad as it does, and I'm hoping yours looks just as bad. Sorry, but that means I'm not alone in this. What I want to show you are the makeup products that I use when I am down to the bare basics, to the bare minimum, very, very little if I have to run to the grocery store, or that's all it is running to the grocery store because there's no place else we're allowed to go these days. But I like to have a little bit of makeup on regardless of, whether I'm staying home or whether I'm going out, especially when I'm going out. I don't want to look like I've been cooped up for the last 5 weeks in my place with no place to go and nothing to do. Do you? All right, so I don't know about you, but my basic bare bones makeup is about 10 pieces. So I will start using these. I'm gonna show you what it looks like and show you what I do with everything. And we're gonna get a super, super natural, easy kind of look that you can do in just a couple minutes before you go out. We're gonna get started with the brows, and my brow product, let me grab that for you. My brow product is the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Pencil, and I'm going to put this on. This is nice because it's got the brow color on one end and it's got a spoolie on the other. So let's put a little bit of this on because, I could probably go without doing my brows because my hair is so long, it's just covering everything up, but I won't feel like I look good if I don't do anything on my brows. So that's why we're doing this. So let me just get through this. I'm using a very, very small amount. I'm just sort of putting it on the skin underneath the hairs of my brow, and I'm going to use the brush to sort of move it around on the skin to kind of smear it around there. There we go. And again, this is bare bones minimum, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to look decent when I go out. So let's do the other. So COVID-19, right? Pretty horrible. I'm telling you, this has been a terrible experience for the country, for the whole world. But, I have faith in our medical people. I think they're going to figure it all out. And I think they're making good decisions by keeping us all in and not letting us run around spreading it to each other. Although I really, really miss my job and I'm looking forward to getting back to work. I bet everyone else is too. And to all the medical people out there, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't even thank you enough. This is just such an amazing thing that you guys are risking yourselves to do for us. So there's my brows, like I said, very, very minimum, but they're groomed just a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is use a little bit of concealer, and I am going to be using the new Pat McGrath concealer, which is very nice. Now, one thing that's interesting, I'm using very few brushes for this. This concealer I'm going to put on using my fingers because why not keep it as simple as humanly possible if we're keeping it simple, right? So I'm just taking a little bit from the back of my hand, and I will put this on now. Sorry, why don't I just cover my whole face up so you can't see anything? One of the things that I'm really falling in love with are actually all of the Pat McGrath products. Her eyeshadows are great. I thought I was a Natasha Denona fan, which I am, but the Pat McGrath shadows are just gorgeous. And for someone like me, and I don't know, I'm probably too old to be feeling this way, but I love all the sparkle and all the glitter and all that stuff that she does. It just makes me happy. So if you feel that way too, check out some of her things. They're pricey, do not get me wrong, they are, but they're really, really pretty products. Now, instead of using a foundation, I'm gonna use a little more of the concealer and just give myself a little right here where I need it, tiny bit, because this covers so well. It actually feels like there's nothing on your face at all when you do this. Do I need a little bit more? I think I need a little bit more on this side. So give me 1 second to grab a little more. I will keep you with me and keep talking because apparently I'm good at that. So let's just chit chat. I hope everyone else is doing well. I hope you guys are doing okay and trying to stay positive with everything that we're dealing with. It's difficult, I know, because finances are an issue for everyone. They are for me as well. And everyone is out of their routines and, it's so easy to just sit on the couch and watch TV and just get glued to the news, and I know a lot of people have been doing that. And I still do some of that in the morning. All I want to do is jump out of bed, grab my coffee, and watch the news, but you got to do something else. And you know, where I live, I'm just blessed. We have a beautiful place here where we can take a walk, and it's not too populated, so I'm able to walk around the property and, you know, not be touching anyone. God, that hair, that is gorgeous, right? Oof, love it. I guess I could trim my own bangs, but I'll mess them up. Every time I trim my own bangs, the next time I go to the hair salon and get my hair done, they say, never, ever trim your own bangs, Donna. You're really bad at it. So I'm trying not to do that this time. So look at my face. Things are covered. This is my little problem spot here. I'm not going to get that completely covered. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the little Pat McGrath powder, and this is a setting powder that goes on top of the concealer, and it's very nice. And I am going to grab some brushes for this. So give me a second to get my brushes ready, and I'll be right back. Okay, so got my powder, got my brush, got my mirror. I just have a fluffy basic brush. This is one of my Jaclyn Hill brushes. I do like her brush set, you know, so I'm just gonna put a little powder on this just because I don't want it to smear. I want it to stay in place, and this will set it and keep it from moving around. And also it'll help the mascara that I'm gonna put on from transferring. So that's a nice thing. And see, there's no color at all. It's just like a little brightening powder for your eye area. Since all I used on my face was the concealer, I didn't use a foundation. I am gonna take my Chanel powder, and it's a foundation powder in one. Lancome makes one too, the dual finish powder. It does the same thing. I just want something with a little bit more coverage than just a basic setting powder on the rest of my face, just to set that concealer on my face and give me just a tiny bit of more coverage. And what I'm gonna use to put that on is the foundation brush from the Jaclyn Hill set, because I do like this for foundation. So let's put this on. It helps cover that red spot right there that I can't seem to cover up these days. My skin is looking pretty good. And now some of this stuff I can't take care of until I get back to my dermatologist. I had an appointment last week that I had to cancel because we can't be in public. We can't go to stuff like that. So let's keep moving here. You can see my skin looks good. I put the little powder on, and now I'm seeing red. So I'm gonna do a little more right there. What is that? I don't know. I don't think that was there yesterday. This has taken a long time because I keep talking to you, but this is basic, easy makeup you can throw on just before you go out, if you're going to the store or going wherever you're gonna go. Next thing I'm gonna use is Natasha Denona eyeshadow. And this is the mini Glam palette. It's got 5 colors in it. See, very pretty, all nudes. So this is gonna be super easy to use. I am going to use the darkest color in here, this darkest brown right here, as my eyeliner. So I have a tiny little brush. So I'm gonna use a little of this. And that has got a lot of pigment in it. I'm happy to see that. This is the first I've used this particular set. I was using another little mini set, but I used up some of the colors, so I had to find another one. So I had this one in my drawer, so I thought, let's just pop this out and start using it. Natasha Denona does make some amazing products. Her eyeshadows are awesome. And very expensive. Not kidding you, they are. Okay. So it's just eyeshadow on the bottom, just enough to make my eyes look like they're there at all. So that's because that's an issue. And let's do the top. Okay. Now for me, this step doesn't need to be super neat. I can be a little sloppy with this because I'm going to soften it down with some of the other eyeshadow colors in this palette. So we've got a little bit of eyeliner on now, woohoo, and it doesn't look like much. In person, it looks a little darker. So let's go to some shadows here. I'm gonna use one eyeshadow here, and it is gonna be this one right next to the darker brown. I'm gonna use this. So, sorry, my chair just started squeaking. So let's do this. Just on my lid, easy. And you can see it's blended down onto that liner. Okay. There we go. Just a little bit of color on the lid. Made a little bit of a mess over here, but I can clean that up. Since all I've used is powder on my face, low of the concealer, but the powder over top of it, it's easy to clean up any little mistakes, any little misses. So I'm gonna add a little more in my crease area. It's exactly the same color, so I'm only using 2 colors out of here. Okay, not bad, just a little bit of color, a little bit of something. Let's see what's going on here, because that looks a little odd. Let's grab a little bit of mascara. Normally I use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara on the bottom because this will not smear on me. And I use a different mascara on top because I want all that volume. Well, because we're going bare minimum, I'm only using 1 mascara. So we're gonna use this for top and bottom. So I'm actually gonna turn the camera off for a second and put my mascara on, because mascara takes me forever. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that. So give me a second and I will come back with mascara. Okay, I've got my mascara on. Look, not bad. I mean, I look like I have eyes, which is a good thing. Now, I want to do a little bit of blush, and I have a very basic blush color that I love, and it is one of the Charlotte Tilbury blushes, and I love it. Let me, where'd my blush brush go? Here it is, this one. It's called First Love, I believe. Yes, First Love, very light, very natural. Just swirl it around there and give myself a little bit of blush. Let's see, I'll use this mirror. I can look at you. Just a little bit. Again, because we're going minimal, we don't want a ton of makeup on, just a little bit. But you know, those of you who know me know I always go nuts with the blush anyway, so I'll probably have too much blush on when this is all over. I am going to take a little bronzer, and here's why. Because I've got my hair doing all kind of wonky things like this, I'm gonna just brush it back for 1 second. Don't be scared by my ginormous forehead. I'm gonna take a little bronzer, and this is one of the Hourglass ones, and I'm gonna just do up here. Because when my hair blows back off of my face, putting bronzer here will make it look a little less gigantic, make my forehead look a little less gigantic, okay? Since I have this in my hand, let's do this and this. Next thing is I'm gonna put a little bit of lipstick on, something super light, super fun. Hang on 1 second, I'm gonna dig through my 8,000 lipsticks and pick one out. Okay, I've chosen a lipstick. It's a Charlotte Tilbury. It's one of the roll-up glossy lipsticks. And just to put a little something on my lips. I'm gonna list everything that I used in the description box just in case there's something here that you're interested in. But honestly, I chose these colors on purpose because everybody has got a neutral eyeshadow or a neutral eyeshadow palette. Everybody's got a light kind of natural looking blush. If you don't, you can even use a bronzer as a blush, just go light with it. Everybody's got some kind of light lip they can use. So I'm not doing this so you run out and buy makeup, because that's the last thing we want to be spending our money on right now, in my humble opinion. But we want to use what we have, and we want to look decent when we go out. Now, there is one other thing I'm going to tell you. If this is what I would wear. And you know, I may actually, since I put this on, I may actually go to the grocery store in a little while to pick up a couple things. But if maybe someone was coming over, a friend of mine or somebody in the family who I know isn't sick, who wants to come over and visit for a little while, if I want to look a little bit better, there's one quick little thing I can do, and I want to show it to you. It's fun. Hang on. Eyeliner. Okay, I have my Pat McGrath eyeliner. It's very similar to my Ride or Die Marc Jacobs color, but watch what happens when I make this tiny little change with an eyeliner. Kind of a neat look. It just intensifies my eyes enough so it looks like I have a little bit more eye makeup on, and I'm just a little bit more pulled together, and that is all I did. It's a tiny bit of this brown liner on the inner rim on both eyes, and that punched it up a little bit. I could also darken the blush if something's happening in the evening that I want to look pretty for, which hasn't happened in the last 6 weeks, I guess 5 weeks, but whatever, it could happen, you never know. So I wanted to show you this look. This is super simple, super easy. Anybody can do it, minimal product. And as I said, I'm gonna list them all below for you. So have a great day. Please, please be safe. Do whatever you need to do to be safe. Stay home. Don't go out unless you absolutely need to go out. Please take care of yourself and take care of everybody around you. Make sure everybody is doing what they need to do. And hopefully this will all be better soon, and we will all get back to normal. You have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.